Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I do not dream of labor. What is that all about? It's kind of tied into this whole great resignation thing, but it's a completely different point of view. What I'm noticing is there's a lot of people are going to quit their jobs um, for multiple reasons. Great resignation, people that are burned out. I don't dream of labor, people that just cannot find themselves in this capitalistic world, and the people quitting their jobs because they do not want to comply with government regulations like the vaccine mandate. So we're going to see a lot of people quitting their jobs, and I wonder if this is by design or if we just all collectively turned out to quit our jobs. If you don't know this, about 91% of the people living in the United States, 91%, which is in the hundreds of millions, almost about a lot of millions, probably almost 300 million people, are making less than $100,000 a year. So that means um, about 91% of the citizens in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, if you make $100,000 a year, you're doing decently. You're paying your bills. You have a house. You have a car. You have auto insurance. You have medical insurance. But in reality, you still need dual income to have vacations, to have parties, to have celebrations, to live the life that you want. Now, if you're making $100,000 a year, you're going to be living large, and you probably have a decent looking house in a good area. Now, all these things are becoming a factor in these trends that are popping up. The Great Resignation, which is probably a play off of the Great Depression, probably. Great Resignation, I don't dream of labor, and I'm pretty sure people are going to quit their jobs because of that vaccine mandate. So whether you're on the left side or right side of politics, it seems that this whole quitting your job is affecting everyone. Now, quitting a job is not a big deal. Did you know that? Quitting a job is not a big deal because people quit their jobs all the time. I've quit so many damn jobs in my life. But this great resignation is quitting your job and not going back to that whole 9 to 5 concept where the harder you work, the more money you're going to make, which is a bunch of lies. Hard work does not equal a great life. You're telling me that Jeff Bezos is one of the hardest working people in the world? Bullshit. That guy cannot work hard. I've seen people in the fields working hard in the sun. Do you think Jeff Bezos works in the sun? In the fields? That's the hardest work I've ever seen, is working in dirty, stinking conditions. I've seen plumbers working in stinking pipes filled with feces and getting wet and everything, and they're not getting paid as much as Jeff Bezos. They're living paycheck to paycheck. So don't tell me hard work makes you money. Now, working, constantly working and saving up and working hard, yeah, you're going to have a decent life. But you will never become Jeff Bezos. You will never become Elon Musk. You will never become a really rich person by working hard, simply by working hard. That's just not the case anywhere. And that's when I started to realize, you know what, when I was younger, I said, you know, I'm going to work real hard. I'm going to buy my own house. I'm going to pay it off in 5 years, and then all this other crap. What I started to realize was that the houses were already inflated when I came out of high school, and I could tell that people already saw that houses were going to be that people were going to need houses, and almost right off the bat, the houses were more expensive. Now, homes when I was younger was around $230,000, $230,000 homes. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot now, but back then the minimum wage was around $7 an hour. So you would not be able to get one of those houses either. Now they're paying people about $23 an hour starting over here in California and LA, and people still can't buy freaking houses because now the houses are about $600,000. So I don't know who the hell is buying these damn houses, but it's ridiculous. It's crazy amount of money for a house. So if you have a house, it's good to hold on to it because that thing, it's going to be impossible to buy another house. Especially if you live in Los Angeles, don't sell your house because they're getting sold to gentrifiers, and pretty soon in the future, you'll be destroying the future of your grandchildren or great grandchildren if you sell off your property. Alright, so I don't dream of labor. It's an unusual take on quitting your job. Some people are not cut out for work. Now, I've worked with lots of people, and believe me, people want to work. People want to work and create and be fun. So I've never heard of someone that doesn't want to work or participate. They just want to live off of the labor of others. That's kind of like leeching. So I don't dream of labor is kind of pushing this whole universal basic income, which I believe we should have universal basic income, but they want universal basic income and free housing. They imagine that everyone's going to get a mansion and everyone's going to get $6,000 a month, and they're going to be able to live their best lives. Well, I actually think the universal basic income should be more inland, and it should be away from the city so that it doesn't turn into some sort of communism, and you could have their socialism, and you could have capitalism at the same time. The government is going to provide you with food for life, but that food for life and universal basic income is only going to give you the basics to eat. It's going to give you the basics to survive. And that's basically all you need is around $3,000 a year for food per person, and you're eating and surviving. You have drinks and food for $3,000 a year. It's not going to be Starbucks. It's not going to be Chick-fil-A and all that stuff. It's going to be basically canned food for life. Now, you're going to get a house, but you ain't going to get no 6-bedroom mansion. You're going to live in the inland part of the state. You're going to have like a studio. Now, if you want more than a studio, water and food and the basics, you're going to have to work for it. And when you work, you lose your universal income. So it really takes away from socialism. It's more like an advanced capitalism. Capitalism will never go away for one reason. Well, yeah, one reason. People are divided. Did you know you could flip over capitalism if everyone was united? If everyone said, you know what, let's just not pay rent. Let's just not pay taxes. Everyone agreed 100%, capitalism will die. But the reason why capitalism lives is because every single person is divided. One person says, I'm not going to pay no taxes and I'm not going to pay rent. And the rest of their neighbors look at that person like he's crazy, and they watch the police arrest the man, evict him, and put him in jail. That's why capitalism don't work. You know, if you've heard of the Egyptian slavery, which is in the Bible, that's not meant to be religious. There was millions of slaves, and there was very little bit of the controllers, of the elites. Even the pharaoh in the book said, you know what, if these guys realize that they can outnumber us like 1,000 to 1, they could take over Egypt. That's what the pharaoh said about the slaves. But the slaves were divided. Some of them said, you know what, this slavery is not so bad. It really is in the Bible. It's in the book of Exodus. Some of them said, oh man, we had it good when we were slaves, because we got food and we got shelter for free, and all we had to do was make bricks, which was not too bad. So there was some people that said, hell no, slavery was bad because they would whip us and they would kill some of us, and our lives didn't mean anything. So they were divided. Division breeds capitalism. Without division against people, there would be capitalism will not strive. That is why. Like 10 people are building a house, and they say, okay, all 10 of us are gonna build this house, but we all have to work together to do it. And 3 of the people say, oh, we don't want to work as hard as these guys. Let them build it. If they're not all united, then it will turn into capitalism. They'll say, you know what, you guys are not working hard for this. I'm going to take a bigger chunk of this house than you guys because I'm working harder. We could have all worked the same pace and the same amount, but you guys chose not to work hard. And that's the fall of communism and the rise of capitalism. Communism and socialism works when you can get people to work. But when people don't want to work, then communism fails. Same thing with capitalism. Oddly enough, if you could get people to work, capitalism thrives, but they have to be divided. But if they work together against the system, which we won't, then capitalism will die. We could all say right now, you know what, don't pay rent. No one in the world pay rent. Own the house that you live in. I don't care if you owe this much money, don't pay nothing, don't pay taxes, don't pay this. What would happen if everyone agreed to that? There's nothing the government can do at all. But no one will do that because people are not united. So you're kind of like holding that peanut. You're holding that peanut of capitalism. You're holding the hopes of that if I work hard, eventually I'll pay off my house. You've been paying off your house for 40 years. And you still can't pay it off. What can I tell you? So yeah, those are things to look for. It's getting pretty interesting, so if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe because I do not have any subscribers and I'm trying to get more subscribers. Thank you.